Welcome back to another episode, guys. Today I've got Claudio Fabiano on Talking Shirt. We're basically going to talk shirt today, and there's so much I can say about this gentleman here, but I'll let him explain. Claudio, how are you? How's Sydney?
I'm very good, man. I'm good, and Sydney's good at the moment. I think the whole world's a bit weird at the moment, but I feel for everyone down there in Melbourne. You guys obviously are doing it tough at the moment. I just can't wait till, as a country, we can open up again and go back to life as it should be, right?
I know. I used to complain going to Sydney, like even just staying at a hotel in, say, Mascot and complaining about the airport. But I just miss the vibe of Sydney, like Grounds of Alexandria or just some of the random cafes in Surrey Hills. Being in Melbourne, I do miss a coffee. Please tell me you've been able to get coffee on a daily basis.
Man, coffee is unlimited here at the moment. I don't want to rub anything into you, though. I feel really bad right now. Well,
Go ahead, don't worry.
We had like a 28, 29 degree day. So I managed to get down to Maroubra Beach, which is close to my house here, go for a bit of a swim. So I'll leave it there.
That's already breaking my heart. We have to drive almost an hour and a half for a great beach. Like St. Kilda Beach is scum beach, yeah? But we're currently having a 5 kilometer radius, so I can't even see anything nature apart from the kookaburra that wakes me up every morning. But there's so much we can talk about today, and football is what connects us. I've started this channel because I've had this opportunity to connect with the world. But if I have to say influence, you are definitely one of my influences in the football media in Australia, because even though you're younger than me, like you're literally influencing me, then I should be influencing the younger generation. I think what you've done with Ultra Football, but with Optus and everyone else, I think, you're my point of view of a future sort of media football representative. And please explain to me and the viewers how you got into football, or even like, what was your first football memory? Let's just start there. What was your first football memory?
Well, firstly, thank you. It's very kind words. Football for me, I come from a family. My dad was born in Italy, and then he moved to Argentina. So he grew up in Argentina. Family of Boca Juniors fans on that side. So, football is real central to them. And the first thing I remember growing up was my older brother's 9 years older than me. And so I was kicking a ball around with him before I could even walk. I remember my first pair of boots were really, really mini Puma Kings. I'll never forget that. And I also remember, from a kit point of view, I trialed for my first ever team when I was about 5-6 years old in a Juventus Del Piero jersey. And the coach couldn't really pronounce my name, so he just called me Del Piero the whole trial. And when I met Del Piero when he signed for Sydney FC, I told him that story. I told him that his jersey was the first one I ever had. So, football's something that it just runs through my veins. I absolutely love it, like so many other people. And I think in this country, it is what we've said for many years. It is a sleeping giant, and we just need to stay positive as football fans, because we're onto something really good here. And we don't want to let the negativity that other people are putting on us affect us and affect our passion for the game, because it's there, it's moving, it is moving. And together, these next generation, what you were saying before, we can really make football what it deserves to be here.
Yeah, it is a sleeping giant. There's actually so much you've mentioned that I want to just pinpoint now. There's a lot of us out there in Australia, whether it's Sydney, Melbourne, or any of the other states, we're starting sort of a movement that we're all working together. And I call it piggyback promotion, in a sense that we're all basically working off each other. So I would love to see us working as a team, because if we can put a stamp on the football scene in the world and represent Australian football media as this sort of niche way, we can form that alliance. Like you see in the UK and the US, they've got like Copper Coffee, and then you've got all the other sort of Kick TVs and stuff. Like, I'd love to see that unity down here. And I think that's what you and the team that you're doing with like Bra Official, Sportly, I won it yesterday, and Ultra, there's that sort of unity and pushing future content creators in that direction. So really positive outlook on there, and we'll definitely touch base on that one. But I also want to speak about your Boca Juniors sort of connection. Like, I love Boca, and I actually just realized they're playing right now, so I'm so sorry for interrupting that.
No, that's fine. You know what? I'm not really a Boca fan myself. So the thing is, my whole family from my dad's side is a Boca Juniors fan. My grandfather, my dad's dad, Italian guy, middle-aged, moves to Argentina, and the guy loved, God rest his soul, he loved getting into fights with people. He loved being the opposite and starting arguments, starting conversation. So his whole family were Boca fans, and he one day just decided to be a River Plate fan. Oh. And everyone was like, what are you doing? So he used to go back and forth to see the family, and he brought me and my brother back River Plate jerseys. and my dad was devastated, but we used to wear it around. So to this day, when it comes to the Argentinian league, man, I'm a little bit confused. I don't really know who I should be supporting. I love watching Argentinian football, but I don't have an allegiance there. I really don't.
So you're a U of A fan and a Boca fan. I was having this connection, not a Boca fan, but Boca heritage sort of connection. I was trying to think, if he's a Boca fan, is he connecting the colours to Parma? What part of Italy are you from? Are you part from the south, the north?
My family comes from they're about an hour out of Napoli. So
okay.
it's a little place, Avellino. So, yeah.
I can see the blue connection.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Our team is Avellino. They haven't been in the top division of Italy in about over 30 years now, I think. They're green team, and they get so close. You know, they get to Serie B playoffs, and they miss out by stupid technicalities. So, still waiting for them to get to Serie A. That'll be a big day. Yeah,
look, I love watching the Serie A, and when it comes to like bringing Serie C and B teams into the Serie A, it's always so good to see their heritage. And I'm surprised there's not many. Like everyone's a massive fan of Venezia or Venice FC right now, and you see the jerseys they collect. So look, we'll definitely talk about jerseys, but talk to me about. You know, there's so much here that you're a part of, Bra Official, Sportly, and I Want It Yesterday. Can you tell me about those and how that connects you to football or, to where we are?
Yeah, for sure. I Want It Yesterday is kind of like, we don't like to use the word agency too much, but it's kind of like a collaboration of young creators that come together and we got some really talented individuals. I'm in front of the camera a lot of the time, but most of the talent comes behind the camera. The videographers that we have, designers, they're brilliant. They're all really young and energetic. And what we're doing is we're breaking the mold. We're trying to go to traditional broadcasters. Like most recently, we've worked with beIN Sports, with Optus, with a few others. And what we're really trying to do is just encourage these guys to move from that whole linear style of television to social, digital first, talking to a young audience, because there's a massive disconnect there at the moment. So I Want It Yesterday, we're kind of like a production house. And for example, most recently, we created a football show for beIN Sports, which went on television, but also went on all their social channels. And the whole point is just to make that bridge and give young people a voice. And gone are the days of you have to wait till you're either an ex-player or you need to be a certain age and put on a suit and stand there and talk about football like you're reading the daily news. We're trying to show people that there are many other ways to communicate and more effective ways to communicate. And that's what it is. And Sportly and Bra, they're just some of our publishers where when we're bored, when we got free time, we like creating our own content, just coming up with the most random idea possible and let's make it happen.
It's insane to think how many things you're a part of. And I love that. I've always been a huge fan of having different aliases, and hence as being a photographer, I don't like putting myself in one category. So I understand that sort of connection. And I came across your work with Bra Official and Sportly, and then I was like, oh my God, it's a part of what I wanted yesterday. And then I saw what you've been doing for Ultra. And like for everyone watching, I do some content for Ultra as well. And then when I saw the photos that Ultra been having, and I was like, oh my God, how do I create this quality content like these guys are doing? And I was like, nah, I can't. So that's why one thing I love about what Ultra and you at the I Want It Yesterday have created. You've done this amazing sort of unique content that is sort of connected to the DNA of Ultra now. You can't separate them. And I love that. And then I came across your channel, the review for the kits. And I said to my mate, Paul, who I do the Between Two Shirts podcast with, and I'm like, hey, Paul, I'm kind of shitting myself now because this guy's literally doing kit reviews a lot more fresher than I thought I was doing. And I'm like, it's that sort of, it's that opportunity that all of us are doing. And I love that. So I would love to say right now that I'm a huge fan of your kit reviews and the energy that you bring to those kit reviews. I need to learn off you. So I'm taking pointers. All right. Don't worry. I don't have that sort of energy yet, but how would you talk about football analyst or say media job now compared to say 10 years ago? Like you said, white collar. Is there any other differences? Is it a bit more relaxed now?
Definitely, it's more relaxed. It's still not where I think it should be, but people are starting to wake up to that. People are also realizing that the audience that watch television compared to the massive audience you can reach on social, on YouTube, on so many different platforms now, there's a massive opportunity there. And people are starting to reallocate their funding. You know, once upon a time, all the funding went to television. Now people are big brands are starting to go, hold on, now that we actually might fund these young creators because there's a lot of value in that. I think that, there's some ex-footballers I flick on and I watch, and I get it, they're an ex-footballer, but they played before I was even born. So I don't think I have that connection with them, but and I'm not saying that there's no purpose for them. There's definitely a purpose for them. But I think there's something so powerful in taking maybe a 60-year-old ex-footballer, putting him with a 20-year-old fan, and the two of them can have a discussion together and they can teach each other things. And I think that is where the world's heading. And it's not about being better than one another. It's just about two very different opinions, but we're all here for the same reason. We all love the game. And just that, you don't want to lose that youthfulness that I think we used to lose before. These young presenters, these young creators, by the time they were given the time of day, they lost that energy, that enthusiasm that you have at a young age. And as a football fan too, you love it when you're younger. I think even younger than me, I remember being a teenager, being 10, 11, 12, my love and idolization for footballers. We got to capture that more, we got to show that more. So age should just be a number when it comes to your passion for football.
100%. And look, when it comes to the education side of our lives, right, we have to wait till we're 18 to become educated, and then we have to go to a university or a pro school degree or something. And it's like, till you finish all that, then you're valid into the scene. It's like, no, like you can be 16 and really switched on. Like we see gamers, e-gamers and all that sort of now. There's no age to it. Like, mate, I jump on COD and I get demolished by a 15-year-old, and all I hear in my mic when I get him back, he swears at me, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm almost 30 and I'm playing against 15-year-olds on COD. But that's the thing. Are we coming to, I say this every time I have a chat with someone. We are a part of a lucky generation. Like we can literally just start a YouTube channel, Instagram or anything like that. And, not work on a point to become valid, but work on a point that we see ourselves becoming successful in living our dream. Now, would we be seeing Claudio in the future on, like, say, a game day presenter? Like, what's your goal? Like, where do you want to end up, or what do you want to push? What boundaries do you want to break down?
People ask me that all the time, and I'm trying to work out a more solid answer to give them. But I think, it's so important to push yourself and throw yourself out there, but also be humble in the sense that there are a lot of people out there with a lot more experience than you. And so I've been working closely and catching up with, for example, Richard Bayless from Optus Sport, Simon Hill, who's, in his 50s now. He's been calling World Cups for generations, Simon. And I actually caught up with him yesterday for a coffee. And these are people that they've been in the game for so long. Yes, I bring a slightly different style of presenting, but they've still got so much valuable experience that I want to learn from. And I do want to definitely be presenting, be telling football stories. But, if you look at idols, some of these people are my idols. Les Murray, these people that they held football at the center of everything they were doing. They didn't have any other interest. They have this passion for the game. That's just, I want to carry on their legacy. I'm not sure how that's going to be. At a young age, I thought that was as a footballer. Now, years later, possibly as a presenter. God, who knows? I mean, I would love to be in the hierarchy of the FFA and be able to make some real big decisions one day. Once I have the knowledge and the capabilities to do that. I really want this game to go forward, and I want it to be. I want to create better opportunities for the next few generations of players, presenters, fans, everyone. I think that for years, maybe, particularly in Australia, and I'm not just talking sports media here. I just think maybe there were barriers put up to even females in the game. We're starting to see so many more women. And women have had a fantastic opinion of football for years, but I think they've maybe been blocked. And now it's so good to see, particularly in Australia, we have the Women's World Cup coming up. And I know a few ladies myself that now created their own channels. Ladies League, for example.
Ladies League, shout out.
Big shout out to them, and I was actually with them last week. And it's great to see finally that they're being given the platform to share their opinion, because, mate, this is a game for everyone, young, old, male, female, everyone. So it's good to see. It's not just about, the older male and the younger male. It's good to see females involved. It's good to see all different races involved. That's what makes our game so different, right?
I'm really excited to see, TLL do their thing, and the little, I've got the little scarf in the corner there. But that's what I love. It's this new generation of people pushing the boundaries, because for years there would be so many that missed their opportunities. Like, say 20 years ago, 10 years ago, they wanted to be a part of this and they just didn't have the opportunity. So I really hope that 10 years from now, a lot of us that are doing it now will open the door for someone else in the future. Talking about your kit reviews, I want to mention something that you did with Sportly. Were you all part of that skit that had what's his name, Simon Hill, doing the whole dating thing?
Yeah, that's right. I produced that one, and I just put myself in the first 5 seconds of it. But after that, it was I took myself out of it. But yeah, no, that was a good fun.
That was good. I like that one. So is that something Sportly is sort of aiming to, creating that sort of similar to what Bra Official would be? Is that sort of, yeah?
Yeah, that fusion. Like, there's so many different ways to tell a story. It doesn't just have to be a news report, you know. And so that was aimed at the A League coming back originally. So, you know, the A League was coming back rather than doing a commercial. We feel, you know, obviously it's no secret, Fox is not doing a service to the game anymore. They're not promoting the game the way they should be, and that's fine. It's up to football pick creators, it's up to you and me to promote the game and do their job. And so that was our little creative way of doing that. We thought, you know, let's make it's almost like a commercial, but a fun one, a fun skit.
But that's the
Simon
thing,
Hill.
the commercials have to be in that sort of context, because not only are we in our generation now a bit short-minded, like we want to have quick information, we can't absorb a long video. This will probably be half an hour, so hopefully people watch the full thing. But it's more just like, yeah, you are right about the whole Fox media, like not giving justice to football down here, because we see in the US and mainly in that sort of market in the US and California, New York, when it comes to advertising, it is pretty short and sharp. And that's why NBA and even baseball does it really well. MLS did it really well with MLS's back sort of promo they had. I kind of wish the A-League and FFA did that and worked with creators a lot more and give us a lot more opportunities to tell a story. Can you imagine if photographers like By the White Line, myself, Andong, and many others out there had their voice heard, and instead of just looking towards that sort of, again, Getty Images, like creatives do their own stories. Like imagine having, you know, Sportly on a game day basis. Is there something like that you want to aim for in the future? Like have more access to the game?
I'm very confident that will happen. Everything you just said, I'm very confident that the A-League now is in its darkest point. Australian football is in a very, very dark spot at the moment. And as I mentioned, people that own the rights to the game are contributing to that. I don't think they have the right interests in their mind. They're not football people, the people that own the rights to the A-League, Fox. And so this next year is going to be hard. But after that, once we're a little bit more free as a football community, once we take everything into our own hands and the FFA is in charge of their own distribution of the rights of the A-League and maybe takes all the production in-house, that's when honestly they're going to have no choice but to call upon football people like you and I. Because A, budget, but B, it's there's a lot of people in there, new people in there now that know that that's the right step. They just need this next year is going to be tough. But after that, I guarantee you that this is all going to happen. Yeah,
it is. And look, I was really, you know, the whole COVID situation, I was really excited to see the way Nike released the kit. So if everyone watching, this is filmed the day after the Socceroos kit. I'm hoping mine arrives soon because I wanted to wear it for today's episode. But having that sort of approach to social media now and launching a kit online, I do see this being the future of, like, you know, getting engagement with fans. What is the last thing you want to talk about when it comes to media and football before we jump into the next topic?
Just, you know, I just want everyone to hang in there. I want everyone to, if you have a love for the game, if you like playing it, if you like kicking the ball around, if you like watching it sometimes, no matter what it is that you like about this game, you all have a very, very important role to play. We all do. And if you put us all together, we represent a massive part of this population. And if we all pull our weight, if we all stay positive, this game can really, really flourish in this country. Let's not leave it as someone else's problem. Let's not blame and point fingers. If all of us take it into our stride, like we're doing collaboratively, you know, creators get together, fans get together. I don't care who you go for, where you're from, or if you're in Melbourne and I'm in Sydney. We're all football people. If we get together, I guarantee you this game is going to flourish.
It is. And no matter what sort of story you want to tell, either it's video, photo, if it's selling jerseys, if it's connecting in the sense of just, you know, talking about football, we should all unite. And that's how I love to say this, but Avengers, you know, assemble.
Exactly.
I'm a comic book hero. Sorry, my wife's probably going to cringe at me watching this. Now, one thing that I connected with you is, you know, you have the love for football kits. Now, I love football kits, as you can see, and that's the reason why I started this channel. All right, so why do you like football kits? What about the kit makes you like it?
I love kits. I think I've loved them more getting older. You have an appreciation for it now. I think also because football's moved to this like fusion between kits, culture, fashion, you know, and every team puts so much thought now behind their kits. So I think as I've gotten older now, I have this newfound appreciation. And now all of a sudden classic kits have become such a prized possession And I love them because sometimes you just look at a kit and you remember a memory. And that's
Yeah.
what I think what I love most. I like older kits more than newer kits because when I look at it, it's not that it's maybe a better looking jersey. It's just that there's always a memory attached to it as a football fan. So I think that's why they're so powerful. I put one on and I'm in a good mood because I remember when we won that game 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So it's great.
Oh, man, it's an obsession. I think even like I said, we're in a lucky generation. Like we can become so attached to things so easily, and that's the bad thing. Like it is an obsession for me. I think I bought 1, 2, 3 kits, and within 3 years, like I had a few small ones prior to that, but within 3 years, I've got 4 cupboards worth of kits. Now I'm thankful that I married someone that really like appreciates. Like she's obsessed with Friends, the TV show. I know a lot of Seinfeld people out there probably gonna hate her right now, but I think something with football kits that I love is that I can connect with people and talk, you know, female or male, overseas, locally, young or old, no matter what. That's what this is about. It's having a conversation with people. You don't care who you are, where you're from. It's about that connection. That's what football does. But I think in a football kit sense, like if someone hates a kit, I'm like, come on, come at me. Tell me, why do you hate this kit so much? You get me?
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I absolutely love football kits and I absolutely love Friends, the TV show. So I should get a coffee with you guys when I come down.
Done. I just bought 2 puzzles of Friends. I should show you later. Okay.
Awesome.
What's your, okay, so do you want to talk about your top 5 kits or just want to mention any kit?
Yeah, look, I obviously, as you said, I reviewed a fair few kits for Optus and for Ultra. So I actually wrote a few down that stood out for me. Very hard because there's a lot of good kits. So I actually grabbed the teams that I thought did a great job of having a good collection of kits. Their 3 are all very good. So my standouts are, as always, AS Roma. I think Roma's kits are gorgeous. I think they've done a great job. The away kit, they've ditched the old school logo. They've put just the lupo, just the wolf. And then now they've released their 3rd kit, which is that all black with the orange sleeves. It just gives real Totti vibes from last decade. And I absolutely love it. Inter as well, you're wearing it. I think their collection of kits is awesome. As always, they've been brilliant recently. And big fan of theirs, home, away, and 3rd. Barcelona, I put Barcelona. Which one's the 3rd again? Oh,
that's the 3rd. One hasn't released yet.
That's the
throwback
UEFA Cup 98 UEFA Cup kit. Ronaldo, brilliant, love that. 3rd, Barcelona. I put Barca in there because I didn't like the chessboard last year, so I like that they've gone back to tradition. Yeah. But their away black and gold is sexy, and their 3rd now they've rocked the pink. You know what? That for me. Real men wear pink. I think they've really taken a stab with that one, and I love it.
That's literally like, is that 3 only or 5? You got 2 more? Or that's it, 3 only?
That's 3. I got 2 more. I got 2 more.
Two more. Go.
I want to throw a mention to Bayern Munich. I mean, it's safe, but it's always good. And the reason I put Bayern in here is because Bayern show you what a sponsor can do to a kit. They 100%. Keep the same sponsor. I'm a Chelsea fan, and we've moved to 3 now, and I'm still trying to get over it. But Bayern have been with T-Mobile for years, and a sponsor can have such a good effect on a kit. Like you're wearing that Inter Pirelli is just perfect. They should never change it, you know? And my last one is from a bit of a different league. Zenit St. Petersburg have gorgeous kits this season. They put the collar on home and away. Really cool color scheme. I really love it.
No, great shout outs there. I think, like you said, that Barcelona kit, I'm definitely going to have to put photos to this sort of conversation we're having right now. But that Barca kit, it was copying a lot of hate online today or yesterday when Messi wore it and the team wore it the other day. I love that kit, and I don't know why people dislike it. Mention on sponsors, Pirelli. I think I'm not sure if I have it. Another company, another club that really annoyed me when they changed sponsors is PSV. That Philips, now with their sort of... it breaks my heart. They've got some sort of like electric Eindhoven thing happening now.
Definitely.
Sponsors do make or break kits, and that's the thing with United kits now. Apparently next year Chevrolet leaves United, so I'm hoping we don't cop a 3 like Chelsea did. But there is rumors that Cola, the sponsor on the shirt, is going to be on the front, which is not bad because it's pretty bold.
Yeah, bring back Vodafone.
I wish, man.
That was a cool kit. That was good.
I'll mention. I got 5, but I'll mention 3 just to keep it shorter. Into 3rd kit, Can't wait. Once it gets released, I'm going to buy two. I'm going to buy one to keep in a bag and never sell and never touch until like 20 years time. And then one to wear. And I'm thinking about getting a name on it. Who do you think I should get, Lukaku or Martinez?
Well, I'm hearing Martinez might be on the way out, so I think Lukaku's a safer option. Yeah, I'd be going with Lukaku.
I'll get Ashley Young.
Typical United fan.
And then my second one is Valencia third kit. They're sort of, I can't remember the painter's name right now, but I just recently reviewed that. Love that kit. My wife bought that as a gift for me. And then my third one would be the Korea home kit. I just love what Nike did for this one. It was one of the first. It was one of the first ones released with the new sort of design they have. Yeah. I think Adam Peacock mentioned it, the zigzag.
yeah, the zigzag. That's funky.
But yeah, look, I think football kits this year we've been really blessed because the manufacturers are like, we got to make kits, we got to sell them. But on that topic, is there one kit that you dislike from this past few?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it quick for you. I got 5 kits I do not like.
Oh shit, 5! I only got 1. You go with 5. Go.
They're 5, and I really do not like them. And I tell you what, a lot of them are in the Premier League. I think the English Premier League at the moment is behind the rest of Europe when it comes to kits. If you
mention that kit behind me, I'm going to turn this conversation off right now.
That is diabolical, right? That is diabolical. But you know what? I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Chelsea fan, and our third kit is also diabolical, the Crystal Palace kit. A Man City third. I don't like it. I don't like it. I know they're trying to be pretty funky with it. I don't like it. It doesn't look like a football jersey to me. I'm not a fan. Wolves Away was designed by a few celebrities. Terrible. I don't see what they were doing there. I mean, that's why you don't get rappers to design football jerseys, right? And Juventus third kit. I think they missed the mark with that orange vomit. Yeah.
Orange vomit, man. The Chelsea third kit, I said in the last video of my friend that Palace fans would be happy with that. I understand what you mean about that. Look, I think like this kit here, do I have it on here? Yeah. So people think this kit was only worn once, but it actually was worn 7 times. But it was that one game that made it valid in the football scene. It was that one game against Sheffield, I think, or Southampton. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Southampton. That this kit became famous. So I have a feeling that even though that kit is hated now, I'm saying it now, if United win the FA Cup this year and they wear that kit, watch it become a cult classic.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, David Beckham made it look good when he posted a photo in it. Everything looks good on Bex.
I know, but he can't say no to Bex. But good call out on those kits, man. That's really good. I think when it comes to kit reviews, everyone's got their opinion. There is a lot of hate online lately. I've been noticing on Twitter world. If you say one bad thing about a kit, it's almost like they come for you. Have you copped any sort of backlash from saying something about a kit yet?
You know what? Like, I try not to. At the end of the day, like you said, football's a game of opinions. And if you don't share yours, no one else is going to share theirs. So I see it as I'm just starting conversation. I don't really take it to heart. I saw the one that made me laugh was I was reviewing the Liverpool kit for Optus. And for some reason, the adult sizes hadn't been released yet. They only had the youth sizes. So I had to put a youth extra large on. And it was like bursting at the seams almost. Like you could tell I looked like the Incredible Hulk in this thing. And the comments were just ripping in like, can we get this lad an adult size and all this stuff? So that was the funniest one. But nothing too bad, man. I try not to take it to heart. You know, it's social media comments at the end of the day.
When I reviewed that one, I got a message from some, I don't know, I think UK viewer. And I'm so happy. Like I got my first dislike. And his review was just like, this kit looks bad and you make it look even worse. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, geez, I'm not David Beckham. I know my wife didn't marry him because if she did, geez, she done well. But like, I think like we're pretty like fortunate to be able to have a say for these sort of things. And like, look, there's so many people out there. I think even David Vujanich from Copper 90, he's starting his own kit review channel. So now like, there's going to be a lot of people out there having a say about kits. In the end of the day, like it's our money that we're spending on the kits that we want. Exactly. And if I can help someone's opinion or choice of making a kit, that's my goal.
That's right. At the end of the day, it's just a spark conversation. We're not claiming to be right. We're just starting a conversation. That's what it's all about.
Oh, look, I'm having these thoughts where I've got a book here again. Another gift from my wife. She sounds like the second coming of Jesus. This woman.
Yeah, she's perfect.
She bought me this book called the Football Shirts book. Yeah, and I feel like doing a story time just for adults to listen and go to bed to.
100%. I'd be tuning in.
Like a podcast. I'm just sitting there, and it's like, and United's third kit was hated on by everyone. Actually, I would pay money. I think if David Attenborough had a cameo, I would pay him money to talk to me about football kits.
You know, the Attenborough family, very, very big family in Chelsea Football Club too. So
Are they?
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd have a
Chelsea fan.
to say. Yeah, his brother who passed away recently was a board member of Chelsea for many, many years.
That's right. I think I did hear about that.
Yeah. So my respect for the Attenborough family goes even higher.
Jeez, Attenborough would have a field day with all the transfers Chelsea's done.
Can you imagine? I know.
It'd
I'd
be
love
like
to hear his voice commentate one football match.
It'd definitely be like, it's mating season at Chelsea with a new flock of seagulls arriving at Stamford Bridge.
That's not bad, actually.
I should get a new job. I'm done with photography. I haven't worked since March. Look, we've discussed a lot, and I think you've got a lot of things to do. I think Ultra Football tonight have got a massive event for Chelsea Sydney for sort of a party or group, or would you call it? Is there anything you want to touch on before we end this conversation? Anything you want to mention about Ultra and what you've been doing there, or any future sort of shout outs?
You know what? I want to shout out all football creators that are doing their thing at the moment. And I'm wearing this jersey, actually, second yellow. Love their work as well. You know, they did this mad fusion between just culture and football, and they continue to impress me as well. So I chucked this kit on. This one's a puff puff give, a little cool. Weed smoking football kit. But I don't know, it's creative. Why not? And one thing I also wanted to say was, you asked me to bring a kit that means a lot to me, and I turned my house upside down trying to find 2006 Italy World Cup final shirt signed by Cannavaro, he was my idol growing up as a defender. And I'm gonna get on the phone straight after this call to my brother, my mum, and find out who has this kit, because someone has to have this kit. Because if not, I'm gonna be a very grumpy man. But look, honestly, at the end of the day, keep talking about football. I love what you do, man. And keep, it's all about the collaboration. There are people that were in this game like you and me recently, and they didn't want to collaborate. They wanted everything for themselves. And the new generation of football creators are really collaborative. It's good to see. We're all hitting each other up, even just to see how we're going, what's next. We're all giving each other a lot of positivity, feedback whenever we're doing anything. And that's what it's all about. Please keep that going, because you're doing an amazing job of that.
Thanks, man. Look, again, like, the reason why I want to be friends with people like you is because we're all a team. And I think in the future, what you do, what I do, will give someone else a chance. And that's what I want. I don't want anyone else working their ass off and not getting noticed. So that's my goal. I want to give the next generation an opportunity. So look, I think if we can work again on an episode in the future, maybe even review future kits, maybe we'll see, maybe let's say now, let's do an A-League kit review together when all the kits are out, all right? So let's give it a couple of months and we'll do that for sure.
Sounds good. I'll be brutally honest as well, because some of those A-League kits, they miss the mark quite often. So I'm excited for that.
That's a big call with TWUAN taking over Adelaide and then Kappa going to Western Sydney. So there's a lot of new manufacturers out there.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm down for that, man.
All right, Claudio. Well, that was amazing. I know we've probably missed a lot of things to talk about, but even just a conversation like this is good. To everyone watching, thank you so much for watching another episode. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. This will definitely be on YouTube, but I'm looking towards Instagram TV. If you want to find Claudio on all his socials, they will be in the I can't say that word, description below. Claudio, Fabio, sorry, mate. Give a shout out to the Ultra fam. Say hi to everyone there. I'm really missing walking through those doors. Have fun tonight. Don't get too drunk, because everyone in Melbourne can't even go out. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries, mate. I will do. Hopefully see you up here soon.
See you, buddy. Thank you so much.